Hello, friendos. In recent time, and especially in this past week, I am currently recording on Friday, September 12th at night. I've been slowly building up a spare time to start recording a bit more often, and that way Playcasket can be a little bit better. But in this last week, it's been chaotic, to say the least. We've had the incident that happened on the subway, and the more recent action that has shown many dark people are among us, with the assassination of Charlie Kirk. And while I try to maintain at least a very politic neutral position with our channel, I've been mulling over whether or not I should share my ideas, because obviously for a lot of people it's like a lot of people might even just be airing their grievances just for an algorithm, and I didn't want to sound like I was doing that as well. I did a lot of thinking on it and eventually came to the conclusion to share my opinions after I've calmed down a little bit. For some of you who've been following me on X, you've seen me kind of go on a tirade, and I don't apologize for any of it at all, but I think my anger is satiated, but I don't feel like vengeance is on. I personally feel like it would be a good time to kind of share my opinions on what's happening. And I may not personally be a fan of Charlie Kirk, but the stance that he took, that we would have to communicate to each other lest we go into our echo chambers and begin villainizing one another as demons. The left has done this exponentially more, namely because social media and the internet connectivity and such allows them to just find things that help validate them a lot faster, and it helps those who suffer some mental illness such as anxiety and such like that, and they just feed that as an excuse to not lift a finger to actually socialize. Whereas the right, their culture tends to encourage people to socialize. So by nature, I do believe the left ended up getting here in the first place because the internet allowed them to become such hermits to an ideology that became their ultimate destruction. I do not think this way as an excuse, but I do think this is kind of a melting pot and a boiling point that we're at right now that's becoming such a problem. And my respect goes out to Charlie Kirk and his family for supporting him in this stuff, when he is literally out there every day saying, look, I wish to channel conversation and debate, because he truly believed that if it didn't, people would start getting ugly. And I do believe he's right, that stance is why I have a lot of respect for him. Now, I don't look up to him. I don't do any type of following or anything like that. I see a couple of his shorts on YouTube or such in passing. I like them, and I agree with a lot of what he says. Now, I personally do not like him as a person, but as a disagreement type of person, but I do respect him, and I do respect his message, and I do respect and am somewhat humbled at how dedicated he was to his faith and family. Now, for me, obviously, my family is at Playcasket here in the mausoleum, with a bunch of hellhounds, ghosts, and a few other undead friends where we talk video games. But that doesn't stop me from really looking at that and not necessarily envious, but man, like, that happy family, those happy kids and stuff, he deserves every bit of it. Because he did what he believed he did. And for people to see that and become villainous and demonic, like, there is no real other way to describe the vitriol it is. These people have spent years dehumanizing those who oppose them politically. Even if it wasn't the right, it would even be the center, and even some of the people who are more of a moderate left. If you are not kowtowing to their ideology, you are a monster in their eyes, and because of that, it dehumanized us in their minds. So that meant that these assholes are going to do whatever it takes, because to them it was always justified. And I will probably get a little bit more heated up as I talk, because this sets me off. This fucking sets me off. Because you had this dude who was willing to reach out and talk to you and say, look, you have stuff that's just flawed, and look at this. And people, the left, love to champion the fact that they have self-reflection. And it never was. It's always validation. It was never reflection. It's why they defend so many creepo kid diddlers and crap in their ranks, because they've already validated them. It doesn't matter if they actually reflect and whether or not look through their stuff. They have had some of the most horrendous actions in the recent years than anything else has. You know, even when we were in the 90s and they're talking about the altar boy situation with priests, the churches eventually filtered them all out. That's a concern, because y'all will never lift a finger for it, and that pisses me off. And then when you see these guys really let go mask off, because they think this is the turning point for them. They're excited about it. They have an ego. They have to show it because they need that validation. And they need to show that, look, I am Mark, or I am Kyle, or I am this and that. And you need to look at me, show you how much I hate these people, and I'm so glad that this is happening. They're not bright. And there's a reason why cancel culture is now becoming a thing that boomerangs back in the back of their head. Because you live by the sword, you die by the sword, and I will take solace in this. Because I am in the same position, because I have seen it happen. I have seen it happen personally. I have had people try to threaten us here at the mausoleum with retribution and crap, because they just do not see us as good, as humanoid, as anything that's respectable. And we're not even a big channel. And that's the thing that's really, really, like, worth noting. Because these guys, they don't just stop at Kirk. Several people have already been kind of playing ideas at Reddit that maybe they should reach out to the family with their videos to try to send some kind of message. I'm guessing it's probably some kind of anti-gun message, or maybe it's just them enjoying the fact that they're causing more grief. I don't know what it is. But it does show me what type of monsters you guys really are. And because of that, I used to I wouldn't say middling. I was more of one of those people who would be like, look, if you want to make your ideas heard, they should be your ideas. You shouldn't, coattail and ride and hijack other ideas, be it in comics, be it in movies, be it in anime, be it in translations, be it in video games, be it in music and all whatever other bullshit you guys try to hijack. Tabletop games, card games, all of it. You've gone and stuck your penis in fucking everything. And you keep trying to shove this identity of what you have to accept it because now, otherwise you just hate this XYZ. You gotta understand, I know people who are huge JRPG fans and they'll drop the new shit like a fucking hat because of the crap you guys pull. Because we're all fucking done. And I was fine with you guys making your own identities and making your own games so you could have your messages in there and force it whatever as woke as you wanted. And hell, that's one of the reasons why I didn't even trash Concord. I crashed the fact that I think that was way over budgeted for something that wasn't going to appeal to a mass market. But in and of itself existing, I thought it had a right to exist. But I am at that point because the way you all leftoids act, I don't even want you guys near my video games. I don't want you guys near my comic books. I don't want you near I don't even want you guys near the worst of anime out there. And I'm torn between this because of the actions that you leftoids take, that there is people out there that just want to make a cozy game, that just wants to make a game that they don't care to have sexualization in it, which is entirely okay. But that also falls in the line that a lot of people are going to associate as woke, just because that person's like, look, I just want to make a game that's about more environmental stuff, about cleaning up oil spills with a tiny boat. There's going to be a couple people that are going to make that type of stuff. And I'm torn whether or not that I don't want that, just to make sure, to be safe, that I don't see you guys ever enjoying stuff anymore. Because you leftoids, all you do enjoy is destruction. You do enjoy nothing. You enjoy nothing but destruction. And that alone is very eye-opening for me, because I try to be far more diverse in thinking and trying to be understanding, but now I almost feel like I need to go out of my way to be a part of every one of your guys' demise, as far as firing and losing your jobs and losing your contacts and losing your family or getting booted out. I want to be a part of that now. Because this is just fucking awful. Because you are talking about somebody who had the most milquetoast opinions that really, honestly, most normal people would be like, yeah, that's kind of cringe, but then they would carry on. That was the worst of his fucking comments. But you are out here celebrating his death, making lists of people from other college campus commentators like Officer Tatum and Ben Shapiro and other people like that. You guys are already making these lists, wanting these other people gone the same way. You guys are even making YouTube videos and YouTuber lists and VTuber lists about who else needs to go, like Yellow Flash and was it Clownfish TV and The Quartering of all people and Tim Pool and all these other. You don't want any debate. You just want to go bang bang and then eventually have access to whatever they had. Because I've already seen several videos that y'all enjoyed of them wanting to go after the kids next. Because y'all are fucked in the head. And for me, this is just... I am with Asmongold on this 118%. I want to be ground zero to a point where I'm so irradiated I'm a dark green glowing rock in the middle of the crater of your life. I want to take every little thing away from you guys that I can legally take, and I'll continue taking. And when I'm done taking it all, I will take more. Because this is the type of crap that I know that you guys will not stop at Kirk. You will not stop at his family. You will not stop at Turning Point. You will not stop at commentators. You will not stop at YouTube personalities. You will not stop. Period. Because Blue Sky was already a good example of that. Is when you are all a victim, somebody has to be the least amount of victim to be the oppressor. And you need that in order to feel the victimization. And so you will keep going down through the whole chain of command and try to vilify everyone who isn't you. And as much as I was like mocking you before and saying how ridiculous and weird y'all are, I don't feel like that's appropriate anymore. Because you are willing to take a life over a disagreement. And you will justify it because you will say certain things and make certain names up for them. The problem is, Kirk believes, and I'm sure the family does too, still believed in you guys. But the problem is, a good portion of gamers, we're petty as fuck. And honestly, at this point in time, I am willing to go out of my way to find ways to fire your asses from even handing bags out at McDonald's. Because this is just disgusting. And to about all the people who do support Charlie Kirk, I am surprised you guys have such tenacity, honestly. I know my video might not get out there any farther than maybe the 12 people who usually listen to me. But one day that when you guys, go back to the archives of YouTube after it burns down to the ground like a Kotaku journalist, you will see my video somewhere in the archive, and you're gonna watch this and see that there's even people who might not even be anybody beyond this still respect the fucking crap out of the fact that you guys stay so strong. But on top of that, I would like to talk about the fact that what else I've been observing outside that, and it's quite amazing in some aspects. Even with people celebrating the death and all that, you still have people out there praying and such. Honestly, I hope the next person who picks up the mic from where Charlie Kirk is, they should start right there at that campus in Utah and do the same speech in the same event, but have a giant wooden cross behind him. Just a huge ass one to send that statement. Because I honestly, a lot of the Christians I've seen that came out of the woodwork in support of this, you guys are fucking amazing. I've seen so many wild, I've seen a group of the most Christian white kids singing prayer songs and stuff in the middle of a ghetto. And everybody's just watching. It's where's the news on this and shit, right? Y'all don't care about what that guy did, and you're gonna double down. And honestly, that's the greatest news of it all. Because with the loss of Charlie Kirk, they've literally made about 10,000 more of you. And all of you Gen Zers and maybe the older version of Alpha, I don't know where the Gen Z and Alpha split goes. So, I don't know where it's at. A lot of you dudes who decided to take up that mantle and carry that momentum forward, God bless you guys. I'm legitimately serious. Now, I might be sharing something that might be a little personal because I try to avoid a lot of my personal information, but I've been rediscovering Jesus myself to some degree. And I see a lot of these type of videos and a lot of these type of responses, not like the Charlie Kirk highlights where they just, have those like, oh yeah, I'm right, and there's this and there's this and there's the flaws and stuff, but like the aftermath of something, and then you guys come in and just Jesus it all up. And I don't say that badly. It's very, very soul warming, if that makes sense. And I might not be the best bastard out there. I'm a goblin, for Christ's sake. I'm literally one of the most ideally capitalistic, sleazy little bastards you will ever see, And that's still something I'm impressed every day by you guys, and you should never stop. And I know I've been doing a lot of pauses because I really making sure that my words get out properly. But I want to let everybody who does listen to my show not think that it's going to be political all the time. Honestly, a lot of my opinions have been slowly changing because of this event. I used to be like, everyone should have their own ideas and stuff like that, but now I'm like, if I smell a sense of wokeness in any of it, I don't want you anywhere near the games, because you might cause another one of these motherfuckers. I don't want that anymore. The mental illness is insane, and I hate every one of you who let this get this bad. Y'all disgust me because you're all a bunch of fucking demons. But moving forward with Play Casket, I'll still have videos, and this will probably be the most politically charged commentary I will ever have. Sure, I'll probably have some comments on political changes within the game spectrum, but this is something I just wanted to at least air. And I don't know why. Part of me just was like, I need to say something and air it out, And I know maybe a few of you will probably even listen, but I just wanted to let you guys know. And I thank you guys always hearing me out if you do. And even with our weird differences sometimes, I still respect a lot of the support that I've had and I've communicated with on this channel. And of course, my buddies on other channels such as Kevin Street. But you probably will see me not try to justify things a bit more. I'll probably be a bit more blunt with how I perceive things too. Especially in the more progressive leaning scope of certain video games, because art in of itself is usually very progressive. Because it's idealistic. That's where a lot of art does come from. Even in the right-wing spectrum, a lot of art is very idealistic to, the perfect, Christian game or so. And I'm going to be a bit more blunt with it. I will also be doing a lot of vetting, because in the future I would like to start interviewing indie developers and help promote their games. And I'll be doing a lot of vetting in these last few months. And I'll be taking notes on who's all been doing some crazy shit and posting some crazy crap. And I'll make sure you get blacked out, period, in this type of situation. Outside that, I'd like to thank you guys all for listening in with me. Charlie Kirk wasn't really a role model or inspiration for at least my life, because I'm older than him, but I respected a lot of what he did, and what he did changed a lot of male youths, especially male youths. But I genuinely think his word, his focus, his goals, and his vision will go unabated. It will go unabated is what the word I need. Because there is way too many people now that are just willing to take up and become the next. Like the next version of Charlie Kirk. It won't be Charlie Kirk, but they will be the same type of idea because that idea has been instilled in those men. And it'll get crazy because that dude was a patriot and demons don't like truth. But thank you guys all for listening. And of course, if you like my content, feel free to like, subscribe, and share. And as always, we will see you on the other side.